Yeah, I heard the allegations put forth by the Premier. I can say with confidence that no member of our caucus had any part in orchestrating what happened yesterday. This is one of very few days that we get to bring forth the concerns of people of this province. Question period is our one opportunity to lead that. But I certainly understand why the Premier would be wanting to talk about anything other than the fact that one of his members, a sitting MLA, was caught up in a sex trafficking sting. Serious concerns about another member, and in relation to the perception of inflated rates charged to the Ministry of Social Services. Again, those are very serious allegations that the Premier has brought forward in an attempt to change the channel. And, I can state clearly that no member of our caucus had a role in orchestrating what happened yesterday.
I want to break this down. Mm-hmm. First of all, did Ms. Bowes or any member of your caucus have any role in organizing, in inviting, in bringing these people down as guests? Because that's one of the allegations.
Yeah. No role in organizing. Some of our members met people as they came into the building, but there was no role by any NDP opposition MLA in organizing that event.
Why is Ms. Bowes here not here to explain that herself? It doesn't seem like she's taking responsibility for whatever action that it's pretty serious and might get her booted out of this place.
Agreed. The director of communications is talking with her right now, and we will try to have her come out and.
Can you address the issue of what they say is orchestrating? I think they're suggesting that her standing up was related to a protest yesterday. Did she explain to you under what circumstances she decided to stand up with, and I assume stand in solidarity with the protesters yesterday, and was that some signal that they were supposed to do that? What's your recollection of events, and what is your take on them?
Yeah, well, my recollection is I was asking questions about the events from Friday. We had our health critic up talking about, asking questions about the very long waits for mammograms. We happen to have, by coincidence, some people here who were also advocating for action on breast cancer. And then I heard someone yell up in the East Gallery, I believe it was Ceasefire Now, and then all hell broke loose.
Why were they in the East Gallery? Because that's usually reserved for your guests.
I believe there were people in both galleries. And, I did not... I think there were enough guests that they were filled both galleries.
Ms. Bowes standing up and stating her position, given your party's position, can you explain how her position might differ from your party's position?
I am the leader of the official opposition. I stated again our calls for the release of all hostages, something that we've been consistent on, the calls for a ceasefire to allow humanitarian aid to get through, and a plea. I think we all feel this for a path forward. Watching, and it doesn't matter. Watching innocent civilians be the victims is very, very difficult. This is and remains our position.
Would you agree with her standing up with the protesters at the time, particularly given the outcome of them disrupting the legislature and disrupting the democratic process that you were trying to partake in yourself?
I did not choose to stand up yesterday. It came as a surprise. I mean, there were events that occurred afterwards that I will reiterate what I said yesterday. I think were handled very well by staff in the building, and I've expressed this to them individually. We had children in the galleries yesterday, people here to observe. It was an extraordinary and chaotic time.
The Premier used the word extremists, both in-house and out here, speaking with us just now, to describe members of your caucus and the individual themselves. How do you feel about that adjective being directed your way?
I was asked yesterday, my reaction as I was walking by, and my reaction was, I think we have a responsibility as leaders, all stripes, to invite calm when we are faced with chaos. And using words like extremist, it's not helpful. As I said, I understand why the Premier wants to change the channel, but we all have a role. How we react, the language we use, can either incite division or can set an example.
Where do you think the word genocide coming from in MLA does?
I agreed. It is also, a very specific charge, and something that, frankly, no member of the Legislative Assembly of Saskatchewan has the ability to determine. This, I remember...
Ms. Bozef then used the word genocide.
It is very deliberately not the language that I used, and again, no member of this Legislative Assembly. I know that there are concerns. I know that there have been concerns cited by the UN and others about, the use of rape, the use of, potential white phosphorus, but simply put, sitting from here in the rotunda of this assembly, I don't think any of us are in a position to make that determination. There certainly are concerns, but this is a very serious charge that requires investigation at the international level, and looking back at the trials coming out of the former Yugoslavia takes weeks and years to determine.
Are you censoring or disciplining Ms. Bowes for any of her actions up to including whatever gesture she may or may not have made in the legislature today? Can you break those down? Is she being censured for anything? Things that she made a gesture in the legislature that requires censure?
I understand that there has been an allegation of a gesture. I haven't seen that. I understand there may be some gesture that was made. I'll look at that, and if there was a lewd gesture that was made, there will be an apology.
Is there anything you wish the NDP had done differently, now a day out from what happened?
And I'm not trying to be flippant. I really wanted the opportunity yesterday to be talking, to have the question period, to be talking to in the rotunda about the things that are top of mind for Saskatchewan people. Very serious concerns about the allegations of a member being caught up in a sex trafficking sting operation. Today. We again saw Stats Canada data released showing that Saskatchewan has the highest, not just the highest, but double the national average in terms of intimate partner violence. I think it's important, as I said earlier, that we are careful with our language, that we aim to stay focused on the things that are front of mind for Saskatchewan people, and with our language, with our actions, that we incite trust in what happens in that legislature, that we invite calm and empathy, and to the extent that that didn't happen yesterday, I do wish that had gone differently.
Has your caucus, or will your caucus, has condemned the attack by Hamas?
We did immediately following, made a statement, have reiterated that statement. And again, what I have tried to center on as the leader of the Saskatchewan NDP is the impact that the ongoing war and casualties and images are having on people here. And I have met with members of mosques, I have met with members of the Jewish community, faith leaders, community leaders, and offered audience to sit down with and understand, and offer, if we're able, some comfort to people that are living here. And honestly, in the face of what is extraordinary tragedy playing out, that feels like the only perhaps real thing that I can offer.
The Premier has said there was a ceasefire, there was peace prior to the attack by Hamas. What is your reaction to a statement like that? It seems something difficult to dispute on face value, because obviously that wasn't happening. We didn't have these issues before that. I guess what I'm getting at is that, is he right to basically say the problems lie with that attack?
I mean, this is a 70-year history of probably the most fraught geopolitical hostilities and tensions in the world. And I think one of the things that we need to understand as leaders, what we have the ability to make judgment on and what we don't. And like I said, as the leader, as the official opposition, tried to center on the things that we can control here. Again, the use of our language, the calls for peace, the empathy with families here in Saskatchewan who are directly impacted, and in terms of making judgment on, a 70-year and longer history, I think I have to acknowledge that I'm not in a position to.
Do you agree we should be flying the Israeli flag and seemed to be one of the points of contention for the protesters yesterday that we were? Do you agree that the government should be supporting Israel?
When the flag went up, I don't think anyone made much of a comment. I know, and I mean, I've heard from people who have walked into the building and been surprised to see the flag flying there. Like I said, whether the flag is flying there or not, the thing that we can offer that is real to people in this province is that willingness to listen, not to jump to, value some lives over others. I think we've been consistent in our calls to condemn the loss of civilians, children, regardless of where those children live, regardless of their religion or affiliation. And again, we are leaders for all people in this province, and it can be extremely difficult to govern, to represent all people, but I think that's what we're all called to do here.
There seemed to be an indication from the government side yesterday that people either in the gallery or in the employees themselves felt threatened by the protesters yesterday and their actions. What's your response? Do you think that either guests or MLAs felt threatened yesterday or should have felt threatened?
I can't. I mean, it was loud and it was chaotic, and I can't speak to what's in people's hearts and what they felt. Certainly, I know that the people, the staff in the building, the officers.
You either hear that or feel it yourself, I guess, would be a fair question.
I did feel that the staff were in the building were doing their very best to keep everyone safe. I know I went to leave at one point and was cautioned not to leave. In terms of what people personally felt, I don't think I would have to take them at their word if people felt threatened. There were children here, as I said, and I have empathy.
The Premier said that people that basically said the last people who were here in relation to your concerns about them. Any of them expressed concern?
Not to me personally, but I certainly would understand if people felt concerned. I've spoken with the building manager. I've spoken with people who work in the building and expressed first of all gratitude for their professional actions, It was not a normal course of events in this legislature yesterday, and I'm sure that there were people, and I think especially of children in the galleries. I'm sure it was concerning. It was scary for some who were here.
Did you see any posts from Ms. Bowes on social media that linked her to the group yesterday?
I have been made aware that there was a poster or something on Facebook, but nothing that would suggest any disruption or anything like that.
Poster on Facebook, sorry, from who? Like the organizers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see any, did Ms. Bowes share that poster or post anything about that poster?
I've only seen a printout of the poster that was shared, and nothing that would indicate that there was. I think the rules were stated in terms of not bringing slogans or anything like that, bringing ID. I think there was a picture of a dove on the poster.
And Ms. Bowes shared that post? Is that what you're suggesting?
I've seen that. That may have been the case.
That she did share it.
I've seen the poster. I'm not sure if I can check and confirm that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Carla.
Yeah, thank you.